How Long Gone, recording in progress. A beautiful, perfect actually weather day here in New York City. 75 degrees and sunny outside. Them Jeans is in town. I'm sure he's been touching the streets, letting people know he's in Dime Square, pissing on fire hydrants, getting a hot dog at Elbow Bakery, going to Les Dives for an afternoon cocktail. I can't even imagine what you're up to over there.
I have not done any of that. I've been in the hotel all day long, just working and stuff. But I did, unfortunately, go to Les Dives last night for a quick martini on the corner, which you cannot smoke anywhere, which is really stupid.
I thought that shit was lawless. That's why people go there.
No.
You're telling me that?
I mean, I'm all the seating in the middle of the street, on the curbs, on the sidewalks, any outdoor anything, even if you're just on a single chair and sitting in the middle of the street, no smoking allowed. At Clando, the Dive, every one of those places, no smoking allowed. You can just get out of your chair and walk 3 feet,
Sure,
anywhere and do it, but if you can't smoke standing in the middle of a street that's closed off,
I gotta say, I don't.
where can you smoke? And then also the problem is the neighbors are complaining too much smoke. We're in the middle of the street. Do you want me to go stand underneath your window on the sidewalk?
Well, depending on the way the winds are blowing, I'm not Tiger Woods caddy or anything, but I feel like, depending on how the winds are blowing. But
okay.
Let me ask you a question, and I don't mean to pit our two beautiful cities against one another yet again.
Oh, period.
If I'm at, let's say, Bar Seco, just for example, I've got my cowboy boots and my long shorts on. Can I smoke a cigarette sitting on that dusty sidewalk?
Probably not while dinner hours are happening.
Okay.
But then, once it turns into Le Disco, around 9:45,
sure.
I think,
around 9:45 when the disco gets started.
the pink capris can come out.
Okay.
The Tusi comes out.
Once Tim and his boys show up trolling, then you can smoke a cigarette. Okay, I got you.
I don't think there are any restaurants if it's in America, like New York City, I don't know. I mean, I guess parts of the South, and you could still smoke cigarettes at a restaurant, but obviously in the outdoors area. But few and far between. Just like places you can get change made, huh?
I know. Wow, we're really uncovering a lot here. I honestly, I've never been to that. I've never sat outside at any of those establishments. Mm-hmm. When you don't drink, there's not much for you over there after 9 p.m. Unless you're, I'm going to Dimes for my salmon. I'm going to Tolo for my special French fries.
Yeah, nothing for you. The only reason to go there is to get more fucked up, do some good coke, smoke cigarettes outside, and get some dick, get some pussy.
No, sometimes I'm going to Metrograph to see a Jimmy Stewart movie. You know what I mean? Depending on if they have which print they have. Which print they have.
I saw it on IMAX. I love that aspect ratio.
I saw it on IMAX.
They're coming for our girl Pigeon, Sarah Pigeon, for saying she doesn't know who Jimmy Stewart is. Who does?
Fuck you, nerds. Honestly, she's bad enough and young enough to let her slide. I'm not happy that she's walking around fucking Fort Greene making out with Joe Alwyn. She's got Taylor's sloppy seconds, that boring motherfucker. But still, I thought some of the homies had a chance. With her, I was like, one of our friends who's a photographer said he shot her, said there was a vibe. I saw Cooper last night. I was like, Cooper, this could be yours. He said, I know. I just thought maybe she would.
This could be yours.
I thought maybe she would do something cooler, but there's still time for Joe to fumble. Roman's best restaurant in Brooklyn. I'll give him that. Good taste. Okay. Good taste there.
Where do I know Joe from? Joe Alwyn?
Dude, literally dating Taylor Swift. He's very good looking. I'm sure he's been in several films and television shows that neither have I.
So he's an actor, is what he does. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know his name and he looks like a famous person, but I have no idea what he is known for.
He's not the auxiliary percussionist in Arctic Monkeys or anything. He's an actor. He's an actor. Okay. But I think that maybe he was in a BBC program we don't have access to. I truly don't know where his fame stems from, but I'm sure it's from acting. I do know that.
Joe, good for you. The days are numbered. Pigeon, you got one strike.
Pigeon, look, I get it. Pigeon, you want some A-list dick. I get it. You're having your moment. You know what I mean?
Joe ain't A though.
In some circles, I think because of his looks and the Taylor Swift, chicks are just like, you know what I mean? It's like if somebody bigger hits first, they want in on it. You know what I mean? It's the same.
Yes, and you don't mean bigger in terms of back size either.
No. I'm not talking about big backs
in certain circles.
Well, I'm not going to rule it out.
But you're talking about more so in fame and fortune and prestige.
Yeah, I'm gonna say in prestige, like that's prestige more than a guitar player that's headlining Webster Hall.
So Chris Black says Taylor Swift prestigious pussy.
I'm not saying that. I would never let those words. But I saw Taylor and Big Back Kelsey on the beach, and Taylor was looking good. I gotta say, she was looking good, and people noticed.
People are. I remember I made this remark like a week or two ago, where people are like starting to look at her
in a whole new light,
a different angle with new eyes, and people are also alleging she may have got the Yeeties done.
I think those were always there. I think she's off tour. She eating good. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. I don't talk about women's bodies in that way.
Okay, what do you think, Taylor? Knowing so much about Taylor Swift, what do you think she was restricting from her diet specifically? We have a food guest on today. What do you think?
I don't think it was.
Can I finish? What do you think she was eating before that she then stopped during whatever tour season, or whatever, and now she's back eating good? Is there a thing?
No, that's it has nothing to do with food, and that's where you fucked up. That's why I was trying to stop you. This is actually to do with energy expelled. Because when you're doing 3.5 hours on stage every night, you're in a deficit no matter what.
So she's got more of a sedentary lifestyle right now.
Yeah,
she's planning for the. But
you been to Kansas City? there ain't much to do out there.
The wedding is this summer. We have to get Snatchiana then.
No, but maybe she wants the titties sitting. Maybe she wants some up. Maybe she
said that's what the Colleen Estrada corset is for, honey.
Yeah, she's in the Ecauslada manga skin tight. But what? Okay, so
we're not.
I want to speak.
Okay,
speaking of clothing, I got to talk about actor and pickup basketball player, not Timothy Chalamet, Adam Sandler, because he got flicked up in the denim tears long shorts, and I think this piqued your interest in denim tears long shorts. Am I incorrect in saying that?
You are not. I mean, I guess an iridescent baby blue kind of nylon basketball short. It's a troubling length on the knee, and then the logo hit in white on shiny baby blue. I fear that, and also it's just like a normal looking logo and not flowers painted on.
Don't worry. It's the logo you can't wear. It's still the cotton wreath. And Adam Sandler definitely can't wear it, but he gets a pass, obviously, because he's famous. My question is, Jason, if I go to the store and purchase these for you, let's say tomorrow, you know what I mean, or whatever.
As soon as tomorrow.
Well, before you leave town, if I want to get you a little gift, you think large? Or you think maybe medium?
Oh, it's tough. I guess I'm thinking large.
Okay. I
mean, the elastic is there. The length, like I said, is troubling. What if I put them on and the length fits me just fine?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Since you're Wimby Jr., they might just graze.
Little wham.
This might graze the knee.
Okay.
It just might graze the knee.
Yeah, I would love to wear these. Maybe pull up a nice cholo sock, a nice little compression sock.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see where you're at with this big bro. I see where you're at. Maybe some Chucks, some clean red Chucks. Low tops, some clean red Chucks, and when you take out the old school on Sunday, ooh,
the Sandler fit, fool.
Oh shit! Oh, Happy Madison ass in Glendale. Okay,
I'm putting the spang in Spanglish.
Oh, it's something to think about.
Sorry, speaking of New York and food, I wanted to run something by you. I just ordered my first Lenwich. It arrived 5 minutes before on-air time, and I was able to have a few bites, and I'm a believer.
Hell yeah. Okay, Lenny gang, stand up. All right, so you had, what is your Lenny order? Did you include chips, drink, and a cookie? Not to go blimpy mode, but just to understand the full order.
No.
Okay,
Your fat ass is getting the goddamn, the family platter.
No, I don't get the fuck you, bro. This ain't 13-year-old fat ass Chris with the Chick-fil-A nugget platter taking down 30. I'm saying that they often,
So yeah, with just one fork, not four. One fork.
What you mean I need a fork? I mean, that shit my hands. Fork. What the fuck?
Sorry, just one place setting.
Just one mouth, please. Pause. All right.
Okay. Well, I have all I need is one mouth. Okay, I got the receipt here.
Okay.
I've never ordered from Lenwich. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the Len move is, so I'm flowing intuitively with fresh eyes, pure heart and soul. One turkey with spinach tortilla wrap.
Okay.
I got to keep it light. We're on the red carpet today. Add cheddar, lettuce, tomato, avocado, alfalfa sprouts, mustard, and then instead of mayonnaise, butter.
Oh my God, he's in his fucking baggioli. Okay.
I'm in my bag. And then to drink, 1 iced coffee.
And for to drink.
With a side of whole milk, and they put the milk in a little mini plastic ramekin. I can pour in exactly as much as I want.
You already fucking know Lenny's coming through. Lenny delivery is strong. Okay, This is feeling, the alfalfa sprouts edition is very, very them jeans, and I love it. The butter is a wild twist, something maybe my palate would not understand, but I see the vision.
Your palate would understand it because you're not a creamy lover, you're not a mayo lover. But your ass like eating butter and bread.
Oh, I'll slather some. Oh my God!
And it's sort of a French thing. There was a restaurant.
You're telling me that French people put ham and butter on a sandwich? I've never heard of that.
I hope you're sitting down. The French enjoy putting butter with their foods. No, there's a place in Newport called C'est Bon, and that Carolyn put me on. And
Sissy boy, that's what I call you.
C'est Bon.
Oh, got it.
As in a C, not a sissy boy.
Okay.
And we got the butter and then brie cheese on it, and then it just kind of, and then they do butter on the banh mi in Vietnam instead of the mayonnaise. Oftentimes the real heads, mayonnaise. So butter on a sandwich. It sounds kooky to wrap your head around.
No, not really. Honestly, no. I mean, I wouldn't. I see the vision in the sandwich fully. But
yes.
You're saying you had a couple bites and you're pleased so far with your Lenny, with the offering.
Pleased so far. The only thing I would want to add next time, maybe a little more acidity, a little onion, maybe a little peppercini. But
okay.
Otherwise, we're in a really good place for first hit.
Pretty cool that you ordered this. I'm really happy, and I'm glad that you got to try it because I thought you would like it, but it's tough with you. You're a tough customer, and when I can keep the customer satisfied. I'm happy as well.
My fat ass hard to please.
Dude, I know.
I said thank you next.
She don't talk about somebody that's never ate in their life. We do. Okay. Last night I went, Maddie and Ricky launched their production company, Super Athletic Film Co. I went to the party last night on the early side. And afterwards we hit a bar pity Sunday night.
Bravissimo.
And I was thinking about how good the bread was there, and I've had it a million times of the year, but for something last night it was hitting hard. And then I was thinking the olive oil is great, obviously it's an Italian eatery. I wouldn't have minded some butter, but I feel like it's the kind of place where if you ask for butter, they're like, can you please leave?
Yeah, they started making different hand signs that are very offensive in certain villages. They express disgust.
Hands, they're doing the Brunson 3-point hand, but a little different. They
can't believe it.
The guy that runs Bar Pity, an older guy, last night, Alex looked over at him. He's like, it's interesting. That guy's wearing a Chris outfit. And OG was wearing the green polo with a pair of jeans and some like classics, kind of classic Asics white and silver running shoes. And I was thinking next time I go, should I try to create a Bar Pity green Hanover polo and gift it and see what his response is? You know what I mean? I don't, because his shit was unbranded, so it could have been from anywhere.
Was the polo tucked into the jeans?
Oh no. And it was nice and long. He was, because
could you see any curvature of his ass? I completely covered the caboose.
It was more curvature of the stomach, but there was also curvature of the ass as well. But I was thinking because he was an older gentleman and he kept. I just watched him all night. He would interestingly spend more time at tables that were just attractive females.
He's got to touch those ones first, probably. He has his reasons.
He's got to touch those tables first. And I was just like, man, I love Italian guys. They can get away with anything. These motherfuckers are out here it doesn't fucking matter. He's talking to two NYU fucking sophomores and it's going well.
I'm talking to a sophomore and it's going quite well. Well, I think is green their color at PT?
Yeah, they all wear green Bar Pity t-shirts and he was wearing the polo and
it is a hunter?
It's not quite that dark, but it's also not a Kelly. It's somewhere in between. I didn't have my Pantone book with me to kind of
Hunter Kelly Rising. Well, you should be a little more descriptive.
Hunter Kelly's one of my favorite gay porn stars, so I'm glad you brought him up.
You should know more. You should be able to really identify those colors as a fashion czar and mogul at
And I apologize. You're right. It's embarrassing for me.
Don't apologize to me and take a look in the mirror, dumb shit.
Oh, that's all I do, bro. God damn it. All right. Our guest is not here yet. He's 2 minutes late.
Which is very unswag.
Text his ass. Tell him to get on here now. I don't care how much press
you
he's
want me
doing.
to text him?
Our guest today, friend of the program, Eddie Huang, who's got a new novel, Come Undone, that's out soon. He's reopened his restaurant, Bauhaus. He's involved in several other projects. He has a podcast as well. I think you went on it, right, Jess? You were on the show with him and his wife.
Yeah, I've been on it.
Canal Street.
Had a fun time. We smoked some weed on the pod.
Oh, hell no.
Theo Von style.
We don't let that happen here. All right, but let's kick it to Eddie because we got to go. We're hosting the Bear premiere tonight at 9 Orchard. Got to get into it with all of our neutered questions. But let's chop it up with Eddie for this. Is going to be a good
We
warm-up
love our
for
FX
us.
team. We love you guys over there. Hulu, Disney Plus, stand up.
Disney Plus. If anybody's got a login, let me know.
Okay, Eddie Huang's here. We're all in New York City. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
I'm amazing. You know, like my spirit has levitated from my body since the Knicks win.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, okay, so as a person who the Knicks is their identity,
Yes.
and you've had several, Midwestern white boys kind of try to steal the swag over the last couple weeks. I look at it as a net positive overall.
Yeah.
Do you okay, so you don't want to hit them with their car, you're fine with it.
Yeah. You talking about Wes Wilson? Because he was in the restaurant.
I'm not talking about Wes. That's my dog, though. That's my dog. Shout out to Wes.
That's my dog. He was here for game 4. But, it's funny. That's like coded speak for Wes Wilson now in New York. Is like Midwestern white dude. I'm like, oh, you talk about Wes.
I mean, he is a Midwest. I mean, he's literally from the Midwest, but he also looks like he's from the Midwest.
Yeah.
But so you're not angry at the bandwagon jumpers. You're saying more the merrier.
Yeah. More the merrier. I think about the Knicks like Chinese food. You want to buy more Chinese food? Like, I got Chinese food.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree with you. I think it's like, I think if it fades away, that's okay. I think that all ships rise situation.
Yeah, the only people gatekeeping this are like dusty old graffiti dudes that are like, I've been a Knick fan since 1981. When did you start? 1983? But I mean, that's why people do graffiti.
Yo, chill.
Don't come for our graffiti artists.
Don't
we have a lot of drug dealing listeners that dabble in graffiti.
All our friends are graffiti artists. Now I'm just talking about our friends.
I know.
Well, I'm glad. So, how did you celebrate this unbelievable come from behind victory? What jersey were you wearing? What were you drinking? What were you smoking? What were you snorting?
I did have the cream Jalen Brunson jersey on. I usually don't wear Jalen. I usually wear OG Anunoby or Mitchell Robinson. But I was just like, close it out game. Captain. I went with the captain's jersey. I did not wear my Cartier scarf that I've been wearing. I wore the Stone Island hat.
Okay.
No scarf.
Brave.
Okay.
I had the buffs on.
Of course.
Then by
let me
the
ask,
end
let
of
me
the
ask a quick question though. What's the cream? Is that home, away, limited edition, special edition, or is that just a regular?
It's the Kith original, bro. You can't get these.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with Ronnie Feig. Like anytime it's like off color or different, it's like, oh, Ronnie did something to this.
We made this F1 jersey avocado green.
Ronnie smeared something on the jersey, and now it's cream.
They replaced the Visit Abu Dhabi patch with Kith, and it fit.
So, okay, so you it seems like you would be the kind of guy who would have like the vintage Spreewell piece or something like that because you want to show how deep the roots go. But I mean, it takes a lot of balls for somebody like you to don the Brunson, the sort of entry level jersey for this year.
Yes, no, that's exactly when everyone zigged, I zagged because for the finals, I started seeing people bring things out that were like, "This is my dad's shirt from '99." I was like, "All right, I'm not playing this game. All y'all goofy people. I'm gonna wear the newest, creamiest Jalen Brunson jersey." Pause.
What's the creamiest thing you got in this shop?
Let me ask you a question though, because if I'm getting your history wrong, I apologize, but you're not from New York, just to be clear.
No,
okay,
I'm not from New York.
You're Florida's own.
I'm born in D.C., lived in Silver Springs. So when I grew up, we were Georgetown Hoya fans. That's how I got to the Knicks. It's
Shout out Sweet
Patrick
Green.
Ewing. Yeah.
One of the best, I would say, drug dealer jerseys of all time is a Georgetown Hoya. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Classic look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rayful Edmond, that was the drug dealer team back in the day.
We had UNLV running Rebels on the west side. You guys had the Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah.
I gotta start chewing a towel I forgot about that. That's legendary
Shark was
shit.
tough.
Chewing the towel on the sidelines is just that.
For all my ED girlies out there, we just chew a towel and think about spray a little mint tea on there.
I'm not hungry. This shit's Tekla, bitch. Okay. All right. So in DC, if you grew up in DC, do you have a connection? Were you wearing New Balance and funny socks and shit?
I had New Balance and funny socks, but I left DC when I was 10. I went to Orlando.
Okay.
So like my migration pattern is like weird, but I chose the Knicks. I was always a Knicks fan. I thought the city was ill. The organ player, like the fans look interesting. It was just the flyest team, Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with you, but Orlando Magic was a hot starter jacket though.
Yeah,
in that time period.
I fought the temptation to be an Orlando Magic fan, and I felt validated because when Shaq came up after his rookie deal, all the people on the radio station were calling in like, he's not worth it. Athletes aren't worth $100 million. People in the 90s were saying things like gorilla, like people on the radio in Orlando were saying crazy shit. And I was like, I knew not to support this fucking team.
Yeah. You're saying you were proven right once again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was happy about the Knicks choice.
So does Orlando, the city of Orlando now deserve an NBA team?
Oh, absolutely not. I had a professor in Orlando. The best thing he ever said, he goes, what's the difference between Orlando and yogurt? I was like, what? And he goes, yogurt has culture. And I was like, true story.
Shit. That's bars right there. Wow. Good grief.
Yeah. Ooh, no Dannon.
Yeah. The Dannon. All right.
Hit you with the Fage. Okay. I had a basketball question, and I'm sure this is something that people have brought up, but I'm definitely a fair weather watcher. I watch it now. My brother's huge into it. He's obsessed.
Yeah.
I used to watch it when I was younger, and I was looking up. I always get annoyed when it turns into a 3-point kind of shootout. The energy and the speed of the game. The crowd doesn't really care when it's just people hitting threes and being lazy. Have people tried to cap the amount of 3-pointers that you can shoot in a game?
No, I think what they did was they just brought the line out further to discourage it. But they still shooting threes. You got to spread the floor.
No, I looked it up. In 1999, average 13 3-point attempts per game, and in 2026, average is 36.
Yeah.
So it's tripled since then.
Steep.
What if we just cap it at 30? 30 3-pointers, and then just because the energy of the game is just not what it used to be for me.
You're not a real shooter. I know you're a down low kind of guy, so that makes a little more sense.
Get in the paint, bro. I'm a big man.
I would agree. I like paint. I like paint buckets. I like defense.
Yeah.
I don't mind a 90-85 game. Casual fan, like scoring. What it is it's the Steph Curry effect.
Yeah.
When Steph Curry came in.
I was going to say, even I knew that.
Yeah.
Even I knew that.
What else?
That little nerd.
What hasn't
Yeah.
Steph Curry ruined?
What a swagless guy.
Yo, Steph Curry.
Don't talk about Li-Ning.
It was like the nerd takeover. I feel like from the early 10s, it's just been the nerd takeover, and basketball culture, menswear, everything is kind of the nerd takeover.
And it was in the Bay Area, social network, tech boom, all that shit. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Eddie, if gun to head, would you rock Li-Ning's though?
Yo, full disclosure, I got paid to cook the Li-Ning All-Star event for Dwayne Wade. And so I have had Li-Nings on my feet. I can be bought.
Nings on the feet?
I'm not mad at Li-Ning's.
Nah.
Who wears Skechers? OG?
OG wears Skechers.
OG,
Yeah.
Martha, and Snoop Dogg.
Did you see the video of him on Good Morning America this morning? Just zooted out of his mind. He looked like he was on fucking Mars, just staring into space.
Fried.
So
fried.
cool. So cool. I was like, man, you guys earned this. You guys should all be this fucked up.
I gotta say, Li-Ning, it sounds like there's a recurring joke on 30 Rock where Alec Baldwin will say something in Chinese, and then people will be like, whoa, that was crazy. And then he'll introduce them to a Chinese diplomat that's visiting the network. And he's like, oh, let me introduce you to Li-Ning. And they thought you were saying I'm leaning against a wall or something like that.
It does feel like that. It does feel like that.
I have never got more fucked up than at the Li-Ning All-Star, though, in Houston. Because it was in Houston, and me and my boy went to Smoothie King first, dumped out half the smoothies, poured mad Ciroc into the smoothie, went to cook at the Li-Ning event. Ti like ate all the bows. Like Ti took all the bows to his private area, and then I remember
Ti got all the bows in his section. He's a little guy too.
Yo, Ti took all the bows.
He's like, what do you mean? Why'd you put this chicken in a holder? What the fuck is this?
he just took the tray, and then I remember Dwayne Wade's marketing person at the time was like, "Do you think you could do a turkey bow?" I'm like now, and she's like, the urban market's really moving towards turkey. And my answer, again, drunk, was now? Like, right, like in this moment, the urban market is moving towards turkey.
Can you roast a whole turkey and kind of break that down into bows? It'll take
like,
you, what,
let me go
17
shoot
hours?
a turkey out back and put it in a bow for you right now.
Do you think they were hoping for like turkey lunch meat, like that I get on my Lenwich?
I know she was talking ground turkey. She was like healthy. We're moving towards ground turkey. I was like, I'm gonna need to look this up.
Oh, on the protein shit.
Yeah, we moved towards that, and then I saw the pineapple trend, so I think maybe we've moved away from that. Just based on what I'm seeing online, I don't know if that ever took off the way that Dwayne.
Bro, I ended up in the hospital that night because I was so stressed out, and High Times had given me their edibles. This was the first time that High Times was doing edibles for the Cannabis Cup. So I eat these edibles, and I'm like, yo, they're not working. Classic thing. I just ate a bunch of them. I ended up in the hospital doing jumping jacks, telling the doctor, I have to keep going. You have to keep going because if you ever stop going, you will die. And they were like, sir, you just ate too much weed. Like, sit the fuck down.
You got 80 milligrams and 18 ounces of Ciroc in your system. You're bugging out.
I was bugging.
A couple follow-up questions. What flavor Ciroc? Regular?
Coconut.
Of course. All right. Coconut Ciroc, free Diddy, and then
That's
you
thought
had
shit right there, boy.
the edibles. How long ago was this though? Because you're a father, you know what I mean? Was this this was a while ago?
This was in April.
We could timestamp it. This was like 2015 when the All-Star game was in Houston. It was either 2014 or 2015.
Okay.
Like best worst night of my
Wait,
life.
they had Li-Ning in 2014?
Yeah, Li-Ning's been around for a while. Like
ancient Chinese sneaker.
It's an ancient Chinese. They built the wall in Li-Ning's famously.
Yeah, when Matt Damon saved China, he was wearing Li-Ning's.
He's actually wearing Li-Ning. Jason, you might not remember. It was blurry.
Yeah.
No, I mean I remember the press run that he did, but I didn't watch the flick. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Ancient Chinese sneaker.
Yeah.
Li-Ning.
They should spin it like that. I think it would really work in the marketplace.
Okay, so speaking of Asian stuff and sports, I've noticed that people are really enjoying in the World Cup that Japanese fans are cleaning up all the garbage from the stadium after every game. And I wanted to ask, do Chinese people do this too?
I feel like it's a specifically Japanese thing. That's very Japanese. Like Chinese people, no, I don't think so. Like, I think. Like,
let me explain what Chinese people would say. No,
we don't.
End of convo.
Japanese
people are significantly cleaner. Like they're just like sharper.
I know. I live
cleaner.
in Chinatown. I know.
Well, full disclosure, Eddie. I knew the answer to the question. I was just hoping for
So Jason, to understand, you're saying that the fans who are in America to support their team, they're just while they're coming and going, they're picking up the trash off the ground just to be helpful.
Yeah, they bring their own garbage bags from home, and then they sort of during the game they use them as like a kite, like noisemaker sort of thing.
Okay,
they'll fill it up with air and move it around, and then at the end they go in their section and then pick up all the trash and throw it away.
That's beautiful, honestly.
In their custom.
That's once again proving their culture is superior to ours. That's really nice.
If we're going to define stereotypes here, it's like Japanese people, your city is clean. Your environment is clean. Mm-hmm. Southeast Asian people, your sandals are clean, right?
Okay.
Korean people, your face is clean. Chinese people, nothing is clean.
Your money's clean.
Yeah. We do wash money well.
No, I own several restaurants. They're all successful. Okay, that's really good. That's really good. Thank you for breaking that down. Are you also, as a sports fan, are you following the World Cup or are you divested?
As a person who's interested in race, I watch the World Cup, but like the game, not interested.
Yeah,
not interested.
I don't know if I could sit through one, but I walked by, that awful bar on West Broadway, Felix, like the Eurotrash bar near.
Yes.
We walked by that last night, and it just looked like it was carnage, complete carnage.
Yeah.
And they have like one TV. It's not even like a sport. It's not Hooters mode. You know what I mean?
They have one TV, but that like 75 flags.
Yeah. So many flags, so many flags.
Yeah.
But I think bars and restaurants, and no pun intended, are eating, with this Knicks stuff and followed right by the World Cup. I mean, the numbers must be through the roof.
And also the 250th anniversary of our country, brought together by the UFC.
Which pay-per-view did you watch last night? Because I know you had people over for 250. What did you cook? How many people came over to the house?
I did not watch, but I did see homie go, Michelle Obama is the homie. I was like, bro, what is going on? This is crazy.
Honestly, it's bad when like I can't remember who it was. Someone crazy was like, you got to Trump. You got to denounce that.
Yeah.
Like somebody like Tucker Carlson or someone was like, bro, all right, that's too far. Like we got to stop.
Yeah,
we got to stop.
Have to.
But I'm not familiar. Is that guy? Because when I saw him, how do I say this? His build didn't look super athletic.
No.
But he is a UFC champion.
Yeah.
He's a bad boy.
He is.
Okay.
He has an American charm. That guy.
yeah. That's
distinctly
what,
American charms at the best.
that's what people are saying today. Is he has an American charm?
We need
okay,
Trump to come out and just like vindicate Michelle Obama and Sigourney Weaver, like once and for all, for everybody.
Yeah. I agree. I think that
and Jamie Lee,
Sigourney Weaver, Michelle Obama, like vindicate these people.
all that.
free the guys. Free the guys.
Elon's daughter, free the guys.
I think that the UFC thing, I will say, looked. I wish I would have watched it, but that's not going to happen in my household. Just from a standpoint, like Nomi Fry had to watch it to write about it. It came out today. I haven't read it yet, but she was going through it on Close Friends. Like, I can't believe this shit. I'm like, I really feel like
that's what close friends are for. What the hell?
Well, I mean, I think that once you write a story about it for the next day for the New Yorker, it's pretty clear what you were doing. But I don't want to. I feel like I missed out, kind of. I feel like it was a moment that we all should have watched.
UFC to me, like I got into it when I was a kid, like UFC 1, 2, 3, 4. I was like, oh, this is insane. These dudes are mauling each other. Then when people got too good at it and people got really hurt, I was like, oh,
yeah,
I don't really want to watch a guy get his leg snapped in half. And like, this is just too gruesome. I felt like it was like, as a civilization, a step back. And then I think when it was the Dagestan guys started coming through, and they had like next level jujitsu technique, I got into UFC. And then now I'm getting out of UFC again because it's once again just like backyard bullshit to me.
Especially when you got boxing there, your first love.
Yeah, I love boxing.
I don't know. I mean, what? But you're saying those guys aren't brain damaged maybe after a few years in the ring?
Yeah, but
or you're
boxing,
just saying
I feel, really is a science. Like there's a real science to it. There's rules. It's more civilized.
But do you think the UFC? Because the UFC thing feels like you simply can use brute force to break your opponent's nose with your knee if you want
There's
to.
some rules that you can't do.
Yeah, and there's significant skill to jujitsu. Like I'm interested in the jujitsu part, the striking. There's skill too, but it's just the culture around it feels like this is a step back for humanity.
No, it's a sport for people that work at gas stations, and I think we all agree with that. But
I think they're going to divide it though. They've always had it divided with like you said, like the peaceful, gentle warrior jujitsu guys who, they have their code of conduct and they're not, shitty people. But then they kind of went and let the hillbillies, they let the Bakersfield residents, the Fresno residents pull up. And then, maybe they got a swastika tattoo that's currently halfway done being lasered off because they got the deal with Venom swim trunks or whatever,
Yeah.
don't talk about all my white monster homies, okay? Let's not do that. But I mean, it does feel like something that started as sort of not upmarket, obviously, but like it did start with their hands a little cleaner, and now it feels like they're in the swamp.
It's always been for crazy white boys. Tank Abbott back in the day.
I know.
Yeah, Tank Abbott was the guy that got me into it. Crazy Tank Abbott. I was like, yo, this guy is just like my favorite bar fighter.
I don't know who that is. It sounds like a Danny McBride character.
Huntington Beach's own, and I used to see him training every morning on my way to school, the tallest hill in Huntington Beach. I see his fat ass there, like hung over, doing like trying to do sprints up a hill.
I mean, I found it in the Blockbuster because it was next to like Kids, Face of the Death, and like WrestleMania. Like they just put all of the junk cult stuff like on a shelf, and I was like, well, I like all these other movies.
How bad could
I
this
like
be?
WrestleMania.
I like watching people die in other ways. Let's try this one.
Pulled apart by a tiger? How bad could it be?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with, but who's the one guy that everybody likes, like the cool fighter that's in like the Stone Island campaign? The Cheeto.
Oh yeah, Cheeto Vera. Cheeto's ill. Cheeto used to train at our gym in LA too. Cheeto's great.
He's like an athlete. He looks to me like an athlete. Like he's a star. He's like good looking. He's cool. Like I just feel like there's not very many of those in the sport, which is good for him, I guess.
Yeah. Used to be Luke Rockhold too. Like Luke Rockhold was a polo model. He's the homie. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
And did these guys have the ear thing or no?
Nah, he don't got the cauliflower ear.
The hot ones don't have cauliflower.
Yeah.
Actually, funny Luke Rockhold story. Our friend Dano, who you know, Eddie.
Yeah.
He was partying with him. I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that, with the bros, and Dano put a drink, put a beer bottle on top of his head, and then had Luke do a spin kick and knock it off. But he was too faded, and he kicked Dano in the head. But he took it like a G because he's a mixed martial artist himself.
Well,
Yeah.
also, what choice do you have in that situation? I think you got to take it like a G.
Well, I would like to make a choice, but if that happened to me, I would be asleep at the emergency room. Whereas he was able to take it.
Did he go to the hospital? Because Luke is nasty, known for his kicks.
He took it like a G. He wasn't going full combat speed, but he was enough. But Dano, he's got a thick neck. He knows how to take a hit. You know,
Dano's ready for it.
Respect.
Jason would have folded like a piece of paper. No, Jason would have been in the ICU. No
it
question.
would have been boing.
Dan is a real man. I got a lot of respect for Dan.
Yeah.
I fuck with
Dan's
Dan.
one of the
Shout out
all-time
Dan.
greats. One of the best things Jason's brought to the
Center
table.
of gravity.
True.
Okay, well,
Oh, I met you at Dano's house, Chris.
Yeah.
met you at
Maybe a
Dano's
Super Bowl
house.
gathering.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
maybe Chris was not partaking in the ice luge, the Patron luge that day. I don't think.
I think I was freshly sober. Actually, I think I was freshly sober.
I was also amazed. I was like, wait, so you be wearing shoes without socks? I remember this because you had like loafers on. I was like, wait. So you put these shits on with no socks? And you were like, Eddie, you've never seen a loafer? I was like, nah, I don't wear a shoe without a sock, man.
Yeah, they don't make J.M. Weston doesn't make Spreewell, so you were confused as to what's going on.
I was like, wait, and there's no wheels spinning on this shoe?
Wait, hold on, and you're wearing those and one shorts. I didn't know you had it in you.
Have you started wearing socks? I mean, shoes without socks.
I can't
since
do
then?
it. I can't.
But you'll wear slides. You'll wear
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. No slot.
Yeah.
Crocs
I
and
do
slides.
feel like I do feel like the loafer without a sock is a crazy white boy trait. I mean, I think that feels like one of our things.
Yeah.
Yeah, blood orange might do it. That's about it.
I'm like, there's a danger of athlete's foot.
Okay.
Not when I shower, bro. Like my shit's
Yeah.
clean. I get pedicures once a week. I keep it.
Well, okay.
I learned my lesson years ago that if the key is the shoes have to be expensive enough to be leather lined. That obviously is fine. And then if you take care of your feet, it's not that big a deal. I mean, obviously in the summer it's not the best, but it's like I just now I get hot if I wear socks with them.
Yeah.
I would say like I feel like I'm gonna overheat.
Yeah, I just need better dress shoes because, like, I have worn a lugs driving shoe to a wedding before.
I know you have. I know you have. I bet you've had some real interesting wedding looks throughout your short life.
Yeah. I haven't been invited to a wedding since I think maybe 2018. So it might be the footwear.
Well, actually, speaking of fashion and informal events, I pulled some lines and quotes from the book "Come Undone," available in stores this week, I believe.
Thank you.
I wanted you to describe the Burberry baby shower shirt, please.
Well,
All our white listeners, pay attention. Some of y'all aren't from Atlanta.
yeah, this is the out of wedlock staple, right? If you having a baby shower and you have no plans to get married, you have to get the monogram Burberry polo shirt. All right.
The famous Nova check, the famous Burberry Nova check.
Yeah, I actually wore it to my own baby shower
I know you did.
by my wife's request, because she had seen it so much growing up.
Right, it just feels right to see the Burberry at the shower.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I don't mean to get into the weeds here, but it's the Oxford shirt, not the polo shirt, correct? It's the button down, or you're saying it's the polo?
Oh, I see. I was about to say, I like the polo. I mean, I like the polo one, but the Oxford button down, to me, the Oxford button down makes it seem like you may be trying to get married eventually. I think you
You're
got to
right.
go just like polo Burberry. Like, yeah, I shot the club up. But
It can't be long sleeve. It can't be long
it
sleeve.
could be long sleeve.
I've seen
It could be long sleeve.
both. I think that you're right though. The Oxford shirt does feel more formal in its own way.
Like you're putting in a bit more effort. Polo is just like, look, I shot the club up. I'm taking zero responsibility.
Because I feel like did you guys do a fun gender reveal, like a big bow or something? I feel like you could have done something really cool with that.
Oh no, we ended up throwing a party. There was no even like mom like questions or games there. We just threw a party and we had the dudes from Open Market LA. They came to cater it.
Yeah.
And then Sandy Sancho online. She was the food stylist. I was gonna be like, yo, let me just cook with Marco from Open Market. And Natasha actually stopped me and was like, look, I love you and I love your little barbecues. You're going to make this look like shit, like absolute shit.
I love your little barbecues.
Yeah. She's like, I know you're a chef, but this needs to be like feminine. Like you already have like your playlist going on here. Your friends are coming.
Yeah.
They're going to get hammered. You have a Burberry shirt.
The henny soaked short ribs have to wait for another time.
Yeah.
We can't have plastic grocery bags full of marinating meats lying around on tables and things
Chuck
like that.
English can't be on the grill. Like she was like, no, we're doing this proper.
Okay.
You know, because usually you see in the
Good for her.
barbecue, Chuck just comes through with like tomahawks, and it's like Detroit barbecue in the house.
Shout out Chuck.
Wow. That is I'm glad that she put her foot down. I think that's important.
Yes, she's changed my life for the better. Jason has seen this like in real time. Like my wife has really, like Jeezy said, some people buy it renovated. Like she built this shit from the ground up. I was garbage when she met me.
I think that women like the women liking a project thing is a story that is real. That is why that has been said for decades.
Yes.
It's real. It's very real.
Yeah, like if you see a girl weaving her Birkin with the scarf and putting trinkets on it, like she's gonna get a Build-A-Bear ass husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
in your book, is the first woman that your character is dating who is named Samantha with a C? Samantha?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that character is who you're describing, the person with the Birkin bag.
So that the character Samantha to me is representative of the type of people I was dating before I met Natasha. Like keeping up with the Joneses, dating by checklist. You got to fit into these things. And I never felt seen in those situations. I always felt like, oh, I'm like checking a lot of the boxes on your checklist and that's why you're here. But like you don't actually see that, what's behind that.
And how were you checking off so many boxes on these?
Usually
people's
hand
checks?
tats kind of take some boxes away.
Yeah. For a particular type of Asian woman, I was checking boxes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
You guys, like, I mean, Jason's dabbled in that field quite often.
Dabbled in that field. I think
he lives in that field.
He's triple platinum, bro. What are you talking about? His jersey's in the Raptors.
I got a swim up bar in this pool. Come on down, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more than dabbling. I'm waist deep.
Yeah, you're in the pool.
Swim up bar.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But no, I think I checked off boxes for like Taiwanese, Chinese women.
What do you think the like, is that like business owner? Are those things that are a little more traditional maybe?
Yeah, I think it was business owner. I think a lot of it had to do with fresh off the boat, to be honest.
Sure.
So it's like
you're saying dabbling in Hollywood success, network television success, parents like that?
Yeah.
You got some money, but you did it in like a cool, creative way, not like you're a electrical engineer, double major.
Yeah.
You can hang out, you have cool friends, big dick, it's all there.
Yeah.
Check it off the list.
Yeah.
There's a plot line on Your Friends and Neighbors, the John Hamm show, where his money manager friend who is Asian is married to a crazy rich Asian, and the vibe is like, Barney, you're gonna have to, like, if you don't work for my dad, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever experience that where it was like some pressure to take over some sort of, really? What kind of business was it?
Not to take over the business, but I did date somebody who like came from a family that owned like a lot of car washes. And that person had a lot of expectations. And like I did not meet any of the expectations.
Sure. They're like, your little shit's cute, but let's talk about suds.
How you feel about squeegees, Eddie? Let's talk brass tacks.
Yeah, but basic shit. Like I lived in Malibu at the time on a cliff, and like we had a barbecue, and she brought some stuff. was calling me. I never have my ringer on. Like the party, you guys have been to my party. It's just going. And she waited 15 minutes or something. Then she came up and like started yelling at me and was like, I brought these sodas and I brought this liquor and I can't carry it up the stairs and you didn't pick up your phone. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm going to do it. No problem. But you don't gotta like, it's not personal. I'm just an idiot. Like this is how I operate.
You're like, I live in Malibu. I'm an idiot. Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
you knew what you were getting into.
I live on a cliff. I have 2 big green eggs in a Malibu, like cliffside apartment. Like, this doesn't make sense. Nothing here makes sense. Like, I had a Charles Barkley poster.
How'd you get these fucking eggs up here? Was the first thing I thought.
Why did you? Was this just some like? I got my first check. Like, what attracted you to Malibu exactly? Because it's really far from everything.
Yeah.
And you don't strike me as like a big beach guy. So what was the appeal? Exactly.
I wore Tim's to the beach when I moved to LA. Like, there's full footage of me with Tim's on the beach.
I believe it.
Now, I was not a big beach guy. What it was that the Vice office was in Venice. And when I met everyone in Venice, I didn't really want to like be friends with any of them.
Sure.
So I was just like, what's the town next to Venice? And it was Malibu. So I moved up to Malibu kind of just like to not be a part of the whole...
when you're putting Venice up against Malibu, Malibu is the obvious choice. There's no questioning that.
Or more importantly, up against Culver City or another nearby town.
Yeah, I like went to Abbot Kinney and I was like, there's an Allbirds store out here. I was like, I don't know what to do here. So I went to Malibu and I had seen David Duchovny in Californication, so I got the same car. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get a yellow Porsche and I'm gonna just be crazy out here in Malibu.
Forgot you had the yellow Porsche.
Okay, and not to be a pocket checker here, but
don't make him say Boxster. Don't make him say Boxster.
Well, no, I'm not. No. I know it wasn't a 911.
Don't worry, I can't drive a stick shift, so I was just like, you get a Boxster.
I guess what I'm asking is what's the rent looking like in Malibu for a bachelor pad at this point in your life?
Okay, this was like 2014. I think my rent was like $7,000 out there.
Oh, that's not that
not
crazy.
Bad.
No, that's not crazy.
I was chilling.
Okay.
It was chilling. I found a deal too because it was like a 5th floor, like walk up the cliff, but I loved it. You could see dolphins out there and no one was knocking on there was no Jehovah's Witnesses up my ass. I was like, this is great.
Sure. You were living free out there in Malibu.
Got a 5th floor walk up in Malibu.
Yeah.
That's the most New York choice of all time. Yeah. Right. What is so the big green egg, why 2? Are just different sizes?
Yeah, because I was like, sometimes you want to do brisket in one and then you want to do like pork, like ribs in the other. So I was always just like doing 2 styles of meat. Pause.
I've been talking about this a lot because the big green egg was something that I grew up with because my granddad had one. And I didn't know what it was as a kid, obviously. I thought it looked cool. Why someone like you, I feel like you're the guy. I wanted to powder coat one, like custom color.
Yeah.
Which I feel like something maybe you would have done to match the Porsche. You know what I mean? Make
Puerto
one of them
Rican
yellow would have been
something like that.
Yeah. That'd be nice. That'd be very nice.
I should have gotten Hector Lavoe airbrushed onto the big green egg. That would have been the most. I've
never seen a custom big green egg, and I don't understand why. Because it feels like a great surface to customize.
I feel like there's a company somewhere in Indiana that'll do college team logos on your egg.
Yeah, you can get a Bulldogs logo or a Confederate flag, but they won't do anything else.
I'm definitely gonna call one of our graffiti friends that's mad about bandwagon Nick people and be like, yo, I'm gonna give you $1,000 to Hector Lavoe.
Yeah, it's like when Cheeto did the fucking Removas. You know what I mean? It's no different.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Wu could come draw the spider. Fire.
I got
the Dr. Wu big green egg.
In terms of ceramic temperatures being reached, there's a little. We can't just use any old paint. I hate to be a stickler.
Dr. Wu Big Green Egg is really fucking funny. That's really
Wu's gonna tax your ass for the egg.
I'm gonna need that.
Put it in the bag.
Fucking Cortez on that egg.
That would be the most funny Taiwanese shit ever. It's like, I got the Dr. Wu Big Green Egg.
That's really, I feel like you're really leaning into these Taiwanese stereotypes, and I don't think that I'm that familiar with them. Honestly, I don't know what the stereotypes are. You've obviously you're very clear. If you want to lay out the top 3, I think that'd be helpful for me just as a novice.
I think, Taiwanese mother, like when you say Taiwanese mother to like Chinese people, it's like when Jewish people are like a Jewish mother. Mm-hmm. There's like an unspoken like, oh, your mother has mentally tormented you.
Sure.
Your mother demands a lot. Very interestingly, a lot of the stereotypes that American white people have towards Jewish American people are the stereotypes that East Asian people have towards Taiwanese people.
Huh.
Yeah. Like there's terms like, you know, you would have the term like Jewish American princess. There's like the equivalent of that in Chinese culture, Taiwanese American princesses. And the men are considered to be like a little bit more feminine. The way we speak Mandarin, like you hit like higher notes and things like that. So
wow, so you're saying like small cues even in the way you like speak.
Oh, your accent, absolutely. When I go to China, like when I go to Taiwan, the first thing people notice is they're like, "Oh, you're American. You have a little bit of an American twang." When I go to China, they don't say I'm American. They're like, "Oh, you sound Taiwanese." That's what they notice first.
Damn.
So that's super interesting.
That is really interesting.
And you guys are sort of being genocided a little bit as well. You can share that with the Jewish people.
There is a disputed territory thing.
There's a disputed territory thing going on.
Which
I'm not saying you're the Israeli of Asia, but you know, the through lines are through.
Oh no, we're not. Like people in Taiwan are the ones that are kind of like trapped in the battle between America and China, right? So like me, I have no problem. I'm with the consensus, one China. You know, like
yeah.
I don't want beef.
All I need is one China.
Like I know my friends in the Taiwanese military. We're not winning. We're not winning.
You're getting reports on the ground that we are not winning.
Yeah, it's actually America pays for a lot of the like dissent in Taiwan against one China policy. I don't want to like get way too deep into it, but like my homie, like I have a homie that went to the Taiwanese military, also happens to be a DJ. He didn't want to do it. So he jumped from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor and pretended like he had mental issues to get out. And he got out of the army, was back in the club like 2 weeks after he went. I was just like, these are the dudes that are going to fight. Like we're cooked.
That's not great.
Yeah. Everyone was like, yeah, man, I'd rather just chill out. Like we're an island. We're not fighting.
Island time, baby.
You know, you've documented this over the years, but how is your relationship with your parents now?
Not good. Like, you know, we're in a moment now where it's like we haven't talked in so long that it's cool. Like there'll be little text messages through the Bauhaus Instagram. Like I blocked my mom and dad on my Instagram, but I forgot on Bauhaus. But then when they messaged me, I was like in a moment where I'm like, I'm not trying to be that mad. Like at least we have one mode of communication. So I'll like and do things with my mom on the Bauhaus Instagram. But generally, I broke up with my parents in Thanksgiving of 2024. And it has been really positive for me. I have infinite love for those two fools, but like, I mean, man.
But I thought maybe the child, usually that brings people back together pretty quickly.
That's what I thought. And I actually bought my parents a crib, like one of those architecturally significant Eichler cribs in 2023, just to get I bought it in 2022 just to get my parents to move back because Natasha, I knew we were going to have a kid. They came back.
Where were they living? Were they in Taiwan?
They were living in China since the pandemic.
Okay.
So I moved them back. My mom wanted to move close, and it just didn't work out. Like, my parents are real hustlers. So unfortunately, once I did the one good thing, they're like, yo, how much more money is in that hill? And it just got crazy. Ultimately, I gave them everything I had. I ended up in like financial ruin. And even still, I still talk to them. They still came over to the house.
So hold on. So you're saying that you basically did a nice gesture. They couldn't let that be, and then you couldn't resist the pressure. Basically, you like gave in to the pressure and did things financially that were not sound for yourself to benefit them.
Yeah, and it really hurt me and my family, and I wasn't able to like maintain my parents' standard of living. They were just like, yo, so you got us now, and I was like, yeah, I got you. I did the mortgage, I did the water, the electricity, internet, like everything. You know, like. It got down to like the Mountain Valley spring water I was paying for, like everything. And when the strike happened, I didn't anticipate the strike going that long. I couldn't pay for it anymore. And I had to talk to my parents, and they were not cool. It was very much like, you're a loser. And like, you know what? It's your wife that takes all the money. I'm like, wait. Like, I didn't buy her. I bought you a house.
Yeah. Like I bought. Yeah, that's the money. That's where the money went.
You're in a $2 million house. I was like that. Like, I know where the money is going. And they started to badmouth my wife, and it actually ended up that when we got married, like as a like bonding honor thing, I was like, Dad, you do the honors, mail in the marriage certificate. And my dad actually like didn't mail it in. And I was like, wait, what? Why?
Like in like a protest? Like he explained this to you, or he just didn't do it?
So he was like, I was gonna mail it in, but your mom doesn't feel great about it. And I was like, what? And that was the first break. The second break was they never really babysat. And then the first time, like my mom babysat, I had to lure her. I was like, yo, I never asked them for much. I was like, yo, we got to do like an appearance. Do you mind babysitting? I'll give you $200. And my mom came and she actually took the money. And I was like, between Asian people, I'm not going to say anything, but you never should have taken that money from me.
Yeah. I mean, that's between all people, I think, in that situation. Like, I think that's
wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That was wild.
But I think that's wow, man. I mean, so do you think is the pressure just so baked into you that you didn't feel like you could say no?
Yeah.
Or did it feel good to say yes as well?
Money to me is a like easy come, easy go thing. Like, it's just, you guys know me. Like, I'll buy the bar, like, hey, whatever. And like my friends around me have, helped out. But like, I wasn't very good at saying no. And I just didn't want to let my parents down. But ultimately it got to a point where I just didn't have it anymore after the strike.
Yeah. Like I can't do it. Like physically.
And then Vice also like owed me $380,000, didn't pay. So I was like, oh, I'm really assed out. So it was all around that time when like, the strike, the contraction, Vice went bankrupt. That's when my life with my parents completely fell apart.
Yeah. And do you feel like, are you just letting go and letting God, or do you think there could be a reconciliation, or they have to kind of lead the charge on that?
The funniest thing is that I thought there was going to be a reconciliation. I wrote this novel, and Jason, it sounds like you read it. It's like this novel really revolves around how the issues with my parents comes into your dating life, right? Mm-hmm. And for everyone, it's not just mine, but like anyone who really comes from a not great family situation, how it can create like a toxic male character, right? And this book is really unpacking that. After I finished the book, I felt at peace. And I actually was going to invite my parents to come see us and like see Senna, because Senna's like going to be 3 soon. And I was like, he's going to like start to ask.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, he would be like, yo, where's daddy's parents? So I was like, yo, let's just like get it together. And literally the week I was going to reach out, my brother called me at like 11 o'clock one night and was like, yo, dad's in jail. I already knew what he did. He hit my mom, and it's just been going on forever. And I was just like, you're over 70. My mom is like 62, 63. I just point blank told him, I was like, Mom, you need to leave. You need to leave dad in jail. I don't know what else to say. And, they were making light of it. They were joking. And, apparently my dad told people he was having fun in there. And I was just like, you know what? I love you guys. I just can't do this. Yeah, I can't pretend like this is cool.
Yeah, there's only so much anybody can take in that situation, even if it's your family. Like, there's just some stuff that's like right and wrong.
Yeah. So I feel very steadfast in my choice to not talk to my parents, and I feel cleansed of it like through the novel. The novel was my way to say the things I needed to say, just like exercise it from my spirit, because my parents were never there to hear it. And I think that's why I write.
Did it come out easily because of that?
It came out easily. There was 2 moments in the book. It's so funny, like men crying, or at least my experience as a man crying. Like the Knicks won, and all I could do was like, and like push your friends.
Yeah.
And it was the next day, I see the Nike commercial of the guy running through the street, the Safdie directed one. I just start sobbing. And I was like, what is this uncontrollable sobbing? And I was like, wow, I've repressed so many feelings I have towards this basketball team. And I was writing the book, the same thing happened. I would finish chapters. And I remember writing a chapter about a character in there that was like my mom, where there was a mom who was really pretty until the dad kept hitting her. And there's a line the character says, it's like, my mom was a real pretty bitch until she got fat. And I just started sobbing after I wrote that.
Dude,
you do have a lot of powerful lines in the book, actually, Eddie, and some of them are some fun threads to pull. One of them, the fictional character that could be you in the book refuses to, quote, normalize his partner's anxiety. Another line in that similar vein, being able to enjoy a vacation without anyone else's opinions smeared all over it. In reference to like you going down to the hotel lobby to get the coffees in the morning to get a little alone time on the jump off trip.
Yeah. I think the character Malcolm and myself, it's just like, as men, you don't realize that the problem you have with intimacy is yourself. Like just the discomfort with closeness and intimacy. You project it on other people. You complain like, this person's so annoying. She keeps talking about this thing. And like, wait, I hate being on vacation. Like, I need my alone time. I need to go out. I started to just realize that like the character and me, like not accepting myself.
Shit.
I mainly brought those up so Chris could hear it.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going. I mean, I think that look, I haven't started playing golf yet or anything. I'm not trying to escape my family for 4 hours, once a week. It's not that bad. But I do think that like, I mean, intimacy and alone time are intertwined in a way. I just find that I think some people need it more than others, but you're probably right. The reasons are ambiguous.
Yeah, and like Chris, I haven't spent the most time with you, but like I pay attention when I hang with you. I always find you interesting. I think you and I have a tendency to get agitated by things, right?
That's my whole thing.
Tend to bother us.
It's my whole problem.
That's how both of you motherfuckers got book deals.
Yeah, and I read your writing and like I send you notes all the time. Like, bro, I love the way you broke that down. Like that, like I just love reading because there's like a fierceness and there's an agitation and there's a right way and a wrong way thing with you that I really
definitely
like. And I will say this about jeans is like I did not always appreciate it until like I rehabilitated myself as a man. But something Jeans does for his friends that's really cool is you will let your friends spin their wheels, Jason, and you'll just have a bar like making fun of it. And like whether your friends acknowledge it or not, it is heard.
Yeah, it's the whole basis for this fucking podcast. That's the whole reason this exists, really.
I think it's because he's tall and he can look down on everybody. But like
I can
Jason,
and I do.
It's
you're
physical.
really good at pulling the thing out and like saying it in a funny way so no one's embarrassed, but they can like go home and think about it and then be like, fuck Jason.
No, I do it 3 times a week.
As a tall, cis, straight man, I do the hard work of holding up the mirror against to my minority friends. And if I don't do it, who will? It takes, because that's to me, that's real intimacy. That's me saying, I downloaded everything you just told me. And I'm going to let you know how seen you are with one bar that is also making fun of you at the same time.
Yeah, because you've done it on multiple occasions. We'll all be complaining of a mutual friend, and you'll just say something. And I'm like, all right, he doesn't really agree with me.
All right, moving on. We're going to move on from that.
Yeah, we're going to move on.
How conscious were you of sort of all of the very timely cultural references in the book? Because it feels like that's a choice, but I feel like I could see some early readers being like, don't do that. Some being like, I love that. It's divisive.
Yeah. It really was very divisive in the development and creation of Fresh Off the Boat. The publisher, the editor, like people would comment on it and they'd be like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yes. And I think now it's become a feature of the writing that it's hyper specific to era. And on Fresh Off the Boat, they had me do footnotes so that future generations can read it and still understand. Now, to me, it's rap music. Like rap music's references are so just in the moment.
Very of the moment. Yeah,
I like it. I think it's a feature of the writing and I choose to do it.
I like it. I like it too. And I think it's like, you're seeing it. I feel like I'm seeing that more and more in stuff that's like really resonating with sort of like our generation and maybe the one below us, where things feel, whether it's fictional or not, whatever. It's like, I mean, Mark Ronson's book was so there was so much in there that was so specific, and it was sort of like, this goes over most people's heads, but it makes it better. In the same way that like mentioning Jound is fucking funny, but it also really puts you in a time and place.
Yeah, like I would tell people always, like, surfing to me seems very presumptuous. Like, you're going to go stand on a piece of wood in the middle of the ocean. That seems presumptuous. To me, to write and be like, oh, I want generations to read my book. I'm like, bro, I'm lucky if anybody reads it this week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, this is designed for this week. Like I mentioned, bust down Keanu Reeves. Like it's, hopefully people read this for 10 days.
And then when the book gets, adapted into a screenplay, then maybe we can adjust some of those references to whenever that film comes out. It can be interchangeable, no big.
Yeah, exactly.
And this once the film is released, it's going to do wonders for Asian people. I think it's really going to.
You're on the front lines for Asian people. You haven't stopped. You know what I mean?
When I was one of the very first things when I was reading some, like the first chapter, the first note I wrote down was, Eddie can write in broken English. And I'm jealous of that. And that's a gift.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege, with great privilege comes great responsibility.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, I mean, they always tell you, or at least the advice I've been given, and I'm sure you've been given this advice too, because you're probably more down this rabbit hole than me, but it's like, I think people start writing and they think they need to sound smart or smarter than they are. And it's like, no, the reason people want this or even would think about reading it is because it actually sounds like you. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this is to me. It's like you're just writing how you talk.
Yeah, like I was listening to a podcast about like Cormac McCarthy, The Road today. And fantastic writer. And they pulled out a quote about like the street looked like squid ink. And I was like, I like love the writer. I think Otessa Moshvi is the most powerful writer in the world, and you never read her books and are like, you tried to juice that sentence. Like everything feels like it's spoken. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of writing I'm into. Like, I don't want to be reminded you're writing. I want to be lost.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a time and a place for both, because I think it's when you can really do that, it's pretty amazing, but most people can't. And that's just it's just very, very hard to do in a way that's like digestible and also like poetic.
You into that Leaves of Grass.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. It really is. It's a tough thing to do.
It's very hard, especially if you don't do drugs. I feel like that can help you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, when you're describing something as squid ink, or, the way that the amount of words people use to describe the sky color or the pool color, or the ocean color, and you're like, damn, you're technically right, but that was 2 paragraphs. Like, you did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's really good, and it's really hard to do, but it's not necessarily, I'm with you, it's not necessarily what I want to do.
I don't condone doing drugs to write anymore, but there are drugs that like really you could be on, like meth. You do meth, like gonna be a fire chapter.
Yeah.
Right? May not match up with the other chapters, but that one gonna be fire.
Sticks out a little bit, but
tonal change, but fire.
Different flavor to it.
If you do 12 chapters like that, you might die, so you got to keep it to 1 or 2.
Yeah.
A little stick out moment.
Yeah. Okay, really Eddie, fun. Last question, because we got to go. Well, we could talk more, of course, and we'll do it again, but there was a part in the book that I was listening to today in the gym where you or your character is hanging out with a baddie who proclaims to be on the autistic scale. And I wanted to ask, do you believe that God gives his most autistic baddies to his strongest soldiers?
I do. I think my wife is the illest, and she was confirmed, like diagnosis, like way before it was like popular. Like 10 years ago, they were like, "You're autistic."
Ahead of the trend.
OG shit.
Yeah, I think it's a true gift.
I agree.
I do too, especially if you can count cards and stuff. It's a real gift.
Yeah.
Depends on how you channel it. Depends on how you channel
count cards.
All right, Eddie, thank you for joining us on How Long Gone. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Come on. Does it come out this week?
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow, Tuesday. Yep.
So the book will be out, though. That's all that matters.
The book will be out. I will have a reading at Live Talks LA with Otessa Moshvi Thursday night in LA.
Okay, great. All right.
Huge.
All right, thank you, Eddie. Good to see you, bro.
Tyou guys.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Take care.
We'll see you later.
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 Y'all niggas dreamed it. I've seen it. Body warm, heart anemic. coke, a nigga steamed it. Fiends, I leaned them. Beam, I leaned it. Guns, really beam it, really miss. What's really good? Bikes really.